Hello everybody, welcome to the Boise Esports Arena. Here today we are bringing you a epic Smash Bros match between Boise State University and Oklahoma State University. This is going to be a very, very good match, and I look forward to casting over it with all of you folks at home. Today, I am your host, Bryce Jensen, and I am along with my co-host, Drew. So, Drew, what do you think we're going to see out of both of these teams tonight? Do you think we're going to see any major surprises, or do you think it's just going to be sort of standard with what we've seen in the season so far?
Yeah, with how big the roster is for Smash, you often see a lot of teams bring in at least one or two very unique character picks that we haven't seen throughout the season. Boise State even has some of those coming. Boise State has a couple of their players who bring very unique choices for that as well.
Oh, moving right into gameplay, we see Boise going with the Olimar pick to start out, and Oklahoma on the Byleth pick. I would think that Olimar has the advantage here with the ability to play off the platform, sort of get away from Byleth, but as you can see, Oklahoma is not giving him an inch to work with.
Yeah, well, with all the pressure that Olimar brings, the Pikmin can bring a lot of advantage for the Olimar player as long as he can rack up the damage there. But we see that the Byleth hit the sweet spot on the spear, taking the stock from Olimar.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of rough for Olimar to get some damage in, trying to avoid that spear sweet spot, but also getting in close enough to use his Pikmin to full effectiveness and just trying not to let them die to Byleth and just him being that omnipresent threat. But we are seeing quite a bit of chip damage on him so far, even though he did get the first stock.
87% is nothing to sneeze at, as Byleth can lose a stock here if he's not careful.
Ooh, yeah, we got a really good connection with the red Pikmin. Unfortunately, it does die, but we do see it almost gets the stock there.
Huge back
Byleth is able to.
Olimar.
Yeah, Byleth is able to make it back onto the stage, but he's not going to be able to get back on the stage off that one. Boise bringing it back to 2-2.
We're seeing the strength of Olimar controlling a lot of the space and making sure that he's maintaining his resources, having a Pikmin up all the time, making sure to have the right Pikmin in the correct slot to make sure that he can use the resource that he has.
Yeah, Byleth controlling the stage really, really good, really well right here, just trying to keep Olimar at that perfect spear's length just to deal as much damage as possible. But right now, he's getting zoned out by the Olimar really well and just being able to get him at really unexpected places, but we do see him get thrown off the map by Byleth, but able to recover at the cost of a Pikmin, unfortunately.
We're about even here at 93% for BSU and 90% for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game here.
Ooh. Olimar able to tech the hit and is able to recover with amazing back air onto Oklahoma, bringing BSU up one, but immediately returned with the tipper from the Byleth, bringing this back to 1-1. Very even game, very close matchup. We're seeing a lot of really good hits off of Oklahoma onto Olimar, just unable to get any Pikmin out at this point, unable to find the spear hit, which allows him to get back onto stage. Olimar really looking for some good Pikmin here to get that percentage back around even.
Such amazing pressure coming out for Oklahoma here, as they just continuously being relentless on the shield, on Olimar's shield here.
Yeah, and honestly, just Olimar being able to use that purple Pikmin as its maximum effectiveness. We do see it die here, but not before getting a ton of damage off onto the Byleth. Still keeping it around an even game, but we do see him get a really good spear hit. Not quite the sweet spot though, allowing him to get back on stage and just keep that pressure up with the Pikmin. Amazing up throw, but unable to follow up with anything.
Well, you see how big the chip damage can really add up coming from Boise State here. Ooh. By just completely stacking these Pikmin on top of his target, just adding up chip all the way at their percentage.
We're still seeing hits traded back and forth, unable to really get a lot of Pikmin, but Byleth is at a dangerous range here. Any sort of back air from the Olimar could prove fatal. We do see the throw, and an up throw to death. Olimar takes the first round for Boise, up 1-0. But Olimar is only at one stock, so can he keep this streak going?
Yeah, leading off with the Olimar seems like a very strong pick with how good the ability to zone out Byleth in this situation, how Byleth can be relentless in that close to medium range with the spear, and also how strong their neutral air is being such a fast option coming out. And you saw that a lot used at the edge, preventing the Olimar trying to come back onto stage.
Yeah, we saw it a lot, just the ability to control the map off of both sides. I feel like Byleth just kind of missed out on a lot of opportunities to get those perfect strike spear hits that you were talking about earlier, and just not really being able to get the full damage potential that we could see out of the character. But that's not dismissing from the fact that he was able to get 2 stocks off of Olimar just by getting those early stocks in places that you wouldn't really expect.
Yeah, we also saw a little from the Byleth player, at least on the Oklahoma side, how tough it was that they would try to pressure on the edge, but they wouldn't pressure off stage. Every single time they knocked Olimar off the stage, they relied on Olimar making a mistake on getting back onto the stage and using their faster options to wall out Olimar on the edge instead of pressuring them off stage.
I feel like the map choice also sort of favored Olimar in this instance. Like you said, Byleth is a very good close to mid-range character, but with the amount of vertical mobility that Olimar has naturally, along with all of those platforms, it also allows him to kind of get above those really long attacks that can deal a ton of damage that Byleth sort of relies on in order to get that chip damage. And I feel like the ability of Olimar to know when to get rid of Pikmin and just having the right ones on hand for the job also led to an early lead for Olimar.
Yeah, we saw you're talking about the Pikmin, the order of the Pikmin were such a strong choice for Boise State, where every single time there was a back air connected, it was always a purple Pikmin ready to be in that slot to be able to knock that Byleth off the stage and just completely wall them out, taking the stock or putting huge pressure off stage.
So for Oklahoma's next player choice, I'm seeing a Jigglypuff, a Joker, and a potential Luigi come out from the next 3 players. What would you expect from Oklahoma in this situation, knowing what they're going against?
If we're seeing the Jigglypuff come out here first, we could see the Olimar just be completely stalled out without being able to chase down the Jigglypuff, or the Jigglypuff can completely be chipped down to a point where the Olimar is just oppressive on top of the Jigglypuff, where they cannot get in on the Jigglypuff without, or sorry, get on to the Olimar without losing stocks. How light Jigglypuff is.
Yeah, both of them are relatively light characters who rely on that chip damage and those big hits to really get stuff done. And seeing that Jigglypuff with a lot more mobility than Olimar has, it could just be a hit and run game and might go on a little bit longer. Yeah. Honestly, I would think we see maybe a Joker or a Luigi, just something to get up close and personal to the Olimar, not giving him enough time to really run away from things.
If we see a Luigi, we might end up seeing how Luigi can be played as a grappler, where Luigi wants to get in and grab his opponent and combo him into big damage, and then finishing off with his longer of his stronger options being his up B or a lot of his smash attacks.
Yeah, moving away from character picks, how would you expect Oklahoma to work around the map picks? We saw that the last one didn't really end up in their favor. So are we going to see more like an Omega stage, or are we going to move back to a classic Battlefield?
Well, we see that Kalos, Town and City, and Battlefield were banned. We're going back to Pokemon Stadium for this. I'm not too surprised that this is the pick, being that those are the stages that were banned by the map pickers for this. And we're seeing Joker come out for this option, which is the one character I didn't get to talk about. But Joker has some really strong options against Olimar, being able to build up his Rebel meter with Rebel Guard if he's hit by a Pikmin, and the Rebel Guard being able to essentially get him his free win condition from these Pikmin chipping him down.
Yeah, we're seeing that chip damage already start to come into play with just early latches on from Olimar onto the Joker, but Joker able to get up and close and personal. He doesn't even need his win condition just to get up there and put massive pressure on a character that really relies on being far away. Really good damage and gets him off stage. Is he going to try and do anything? Able to be blocked, doesn't quite match anything with the forward smash, but Olimar is still on the run. He needs to get Pikmin up in order to get anything really done in this scenario.
Boise needs to bank on the fact that we want to make sure that we finish up Joker quickly. As we see Arsene come out and his persona is out, Olimar is in trouble being off stage right now at 77%.
Yeah, but we also see Joker getting a little bit closer up there, down to 79%. Still Arsene about halfway done. As long as Olimar can sort of wait this out, he can just bide his time for the opportunity to get a stock in and just get rid of that super powerful win condition. Really good hit on there towards the top, able to tech it from the Joker, but up at 107%, that is a very dangerous range when going up against Olimar.
112%, it only will take one mistake for Boise State to take at least one stock off of this Joker.
Joker with the grab, able to throw him off stage, but Olimar able to get back on with a really good reapproach, just making sure Joker can't get up in ledge guard and do what he's good at. Joker, I think, is just sort of biding his time, waiting for Arsene to come up, waiting for Olimar to throw some things, gets the grab and down throw, not really able to follow up with anything, but is still able to put that pressure on to Olimar, but he has his stronger Pikmin now. How is Oklahoma going to handle this?
Good whip punish coming from Oklahoma State here. 125% pressuring the Olimar off stage.
Not really able to find anything, but both parties really close to death here. On this first stock, up throw from Olimar to an early stock, not really an early stock take, but Olimar is at a very dangerous spot right now, and now he's off stage with the pressure from the Joker, just not really able to find anything in that offstage play.
We're seeing Boise State trying to gain control of the stage here with trying to find the right Pikmin for the right job. Ooh. Good DI coming out from Boise State, 172% at the top of the stage. Death is imminent here. Yeah,
Olimar's kind of getting thrown around a lot in this matchup, but Joker's just unable to find any sort of kill into the back air, which is going to send Boise off the stage, taking the last stock off of Olimar, but not before getting one on Joker himself, leaving Joker at 2 and the next person on Boise State at 3.
Yeah, we saw, I think the way that Olimar handled that situation, that was very well done, and at least taking one stock and doing what he needs to do to make sure that he's giving his next teammate the edge that he needs to take the next game.
Yeah, we're going to see a Joker pick with Oklahoma State. So moving back to my previous question for the intermission, who do you think would be Boise's best option? Because I'm seeing a Roy, Pyromithra, King DDD, all these characters that like to get in your face, and against a Joker, that is sort of what you want to do. But it all comes down to who can do more damage and just get those get those early stocks.
Yeah, I think closing the stocks out as fast as you can against Joker is probably the main goal that you should have, because giving Joker the time to build up his persona and bring out Arsene is such a dangerous option, being that with Arsene he can kill characters at half the percent that he needs to often, or even sooner than that on lighter characters.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the King DDD pick come out a little bit sooner because of his hammer just being able to get in, do a ton of damage, and secure those early picks, especially because he also has his Gordo that he can always fall back on for some projectile as well, but that can also come back to bite him too.
Yeah. Joker can also use that to his advantage too with a lot of hitting characters, where he can hit one Rebel Guard and instantly get Arsene up with one hit if the heavy hitters are not very careful too, right?
Yeah.
But it is also a double-edged sword for Joker if he's not very careful until he loses his stock, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about like timing and perspective of how these fights can go.
Yeah, Rebel Guard definitely seems to be the win condition for Joker in this scenario, because Arsene, Joker is not a very powerful character on his own, but the gimmick of Arsene, which is what Rebel Guard builds up to, is definitely going to be what wins him the match, especially against some of the harder hitting characters like Roy and King DDD. However, when you go on to Pokemon Trainer, there aren't very many heavy hitters outside of Charizard that he has in his disposal, so it's not going to be as good of a matchup for this Joker.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the Pokemon Trainer matchup for Joker, if Pokemon Trainer comes in, I think using your advantage with Ivysaur and Charizard to kind of wall out the Joker from being able to build up this percentage quickly with a lot of your tools, a lot of longer range tools that they offer.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We just need to see how Boise is going to handle the pick of Joker. I feel like Boise does have it handled. They handled it very well with the Olimar pick, even though it was kind of a unfavorable matchup with Joker wanting to get super close in and just deal as much chip damage as possible. However, moving on to the rest of Boise's roster, they want to do the exact same thing and are arguably better at it than Joker is. But we are going to see the Pokemon Trainer come out on Boise's side. Joker is going to be staying in, but he's only got 2 stocks to work with, as to Pokemon Trainer's 3.
We're seeing the small battlefield come out with only 2 platforms. We saw Kalos, Pokemon Stadium, and regular battlefield being banned.
Yeah, both characters just trying to zone each other out, not really able to get anything in with the projectiles so far. With Squirtle, he's sort of wanting to play this a little bit like Joker does. Get in, get out, deal a little bit of damage at a time, build up so that your heavy hitters can do their big attacks, get a ton of value with their smash attacks. But so far, both characters are just kind of running around the stage, not really able to find anything. But Joker is able to get a few hits onto the Squirtle, allowing him to get the edge in this match so far.
Squirtle finally found an opening, being able to take a little bit, 30% off of the Joker.
Ooh, but a good grab attack from Ivysaur leads into the Arsene on Joker. This is the win condition that we are talking about that can be deadly if played wrong. So Ivysaur, or I guess Charizard at this point, needs to just kind of bide his time, deal some damage, reduce the amount of charge that Arsene has left, while also sort of staying away from him, which he's doing a really good job of, just whittling down this Arsene and also whittling down Joker's percent in the process, but we do see some pretty good hits off from Joker.
We see Arsene is removed off the field and going back to Ivysaur, trying to close out the stock at 55% versus Boise State's 35.
Ooh, up to 69% on the Joker, 41 on the Charizard. Charizard could close it out here with some of his really heavy attacks, but we are seeing him get comboed by the Joker up to 72% and off, not quite off stage. Joker unable to really ledge guard, but he is doing a great job at grabbing this Charizard and not letting him get an inch on him.
Charizard trying his best to find the right opening here, trying to just close this out. But with how big Charizard is, Joker can just eat up a combo to it, and this is such a dangerous position to be for Boise State.
Luckily for Charizard, though, as long as they can stay away from any back airs or smash attacks from this Joker, Charizard is relatively safe from the lighter attacks that Joker can do. While on the other hand, oh, massive counter out of Joker, taking the first stock off of Boise, but wow, I was not expecting that.
This is what we were talking about before with Joker having the win condition, where these heavy hitting attacks can be so dangerous even for Boise State and the heavier characters.
Yeah, when Arsene comes out, the Rebel Guard turns into a counter instead of a charge for Arsene, which is why you could see so much damage getting put on Charizard from what didn't seem like a large attack. But now that Joker's off stage, is he going to be able to recover? He is not taking the first stock for Boise.
Completely walled out by the stage itself, being knocked under the stage in such a dangerous position to be in, almost impossible to come back from for most characters.
Yeah, especially in that really weird position where Joker has a pretty good recovery, but being so far from the ledge, he's just unable to grab. Although we are seeing Joker with the advantage here at 68% to his 31. He is down a stock, though, so he's going to have to find a way to get an extra stock off before he dies if he wants to even it up for Oklahoma. But with Arsene coming out, this is a 100% possible thing. But with the up smash, he evens out the game 1-1. Boise and Oklahoma are now on an equal playing field.
Arsene still being out is such a dangerous thing to be put into here, but for Squirtle must find the right opening here to try to build up enough percentage to try to take this W for Boise State.
Yeah, just trying to get that chip damage, getting rid of that Arsene is going to be very important. Joker off stage, able to recover fairly easily, but Boise's going to have to find a way to get some really good chip, which we're seeing right here. Where Boise up 70 to Charizard's 54. He's able to recover despite Joker's best efforts, and Joker's able to recover from that as well, but Boise unable to follow up due to that Rebel Guard. Just trying
Both players returning to neutral, trying to find the right opening here, trying to take this last stock for each of their opponents.
Yeah, Charizard definitely has the advantage when it comes to this, just because he is so much heavier and not really, and he's just sort of playing for that really big attack, but so is Joker getting really close. Ooh! Great forward smash off of Oklahoma, ending out the round with them up 7 stocks to 6. That is unfortunate for Boise taking 3 stocks opposed to Oklahoma's 1, leaving them up 1 more stock.
With the way that this was going, it wasn't really seeing that even though that Boise State did lose this round and losing one of their players for this team fight, it's not really as big as you make it sound, being that the Pokemon trainer did their best to bring them down to 1 stock. So it is a very almost even situation for Boise State.
Yeah, their next player being up 3-1 is definitely going to come in handy. However, that also leads Oklahoma with 1 extra stock. So if they have any ability to take out any sort of stock on Boise's side, that's just 1 less stock for Oklahoma. So their ability to kind of even out the playing field has definitely been shown, and this Joker has definitely played the match as well as they could.
I think this also comes down to the Joker having Arsene and how well they played, pressuring Boise State with Arsene out in that situation.
Yeah, we saw it with the Charizard as well, just having that Arsene up at the right time. Honestly, frame perfect Arsene and block, if you ask me, just to get that early stock on Charizard and sort of disrupt his play. He was thinking, I'm going to go in, get 2 stocks, maybe lose 1, but in the end, he ended up getting 3 stocks as opposed to Joker's 1.
Yeah, we saw a lot of times that the 2 players did go back to neutral and trying to find an opening the right way to approach each encounter every single time they were returned back to neutral.
Yeah, so with the two remaining Boise players, who do you think we're going to see out of their lineup just to sort of pressure out this threat that is the Joker?
So I think going into the next one, I think we're not going to see the King DD. I think we're going to end up seeing Roy here coming up for this next one, as a lot of times that we see King DDD for Boise State to be their anchor and the person to close out a lot of the games that they need to really lock down at the end.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that over the past few. So with that, we are moving into the third match of the third round. We are going to see the Wolf pick. You were right about the DDD coming out last. But with Wolf, he wants to get in. You want to get in as close as possible just to disrupt this Joker and try to find those early stock takes and just kind of prevent the Arson from getting up, which is, as we've said time and time again, Joker's most dangerous part of his arsenal.
Yeah, the blaster for Wolf is such a strong option here, being able to poke for pretty decent damage at a decent range, and really trying to really play out and seeing where they want to try to find the opening to build up the damage that Wolf needs.
Yeah, unfortunately, Wolf isn't really able to get a lot of damage in with his close combat because Joker is just able to kind of put him up in the air and not let him do anything, not gain any sort of ground. But we are starting to see the Wolf play a little bit better into it, unfortunately getting stuck in the air and just unable to get down. We do see the Persona come out from Oklahoma. How is Wolf going to sort of play around this?
Yeah, Boise State has a tough decision to make here, but the poking from the blasters, it should be able to bring down Arsene pretty quickly from just the poke damage that it is bringing. Look how low Arsene is at already.
But Wolf at a dangerously high percent, almost at 100 to Joker's 67. But all Wolf has to do is get one stock, and they are back to an even playing field.
We're getting pretty close, 72 to Boise State's 99. Wolf needs to find one opening here to try to really close it out here.
Yeah, just any sort of opening in this Joker's defenses, which he has not presented. He's been playing a really solid game, just sort of keeping him away and not letting him gain an inch of ground that Wolf needs to get his really powerful attacks in. But we are starting to see a little bit of ground be made up. But now he's off stage, trying to get back on. Joker playing an edge guard game that is you just can't really get back unless you get lucky and he misses, just like there. But unfortunately, the back air does come out, shooting Wolf over to the other side of the stage.
Good pressure being applied on the edge here, not really overcommitting to off stage for the Joker.
Yeah, Joker definitely does have the ability to play off stage here, especially with Wolf at a really high percentage. The stock is almost taken, but a really good DI from Wolf, able to get him back on stage. But still, Joker only at 91%, able to just zone out Wolf and just not really find any way to get in. But now the Persona comes out, Wolf is going to have to play a little bit more careful, and we see the stock taken off of Wolf from Joker with the Persona. Unfortunately, he was not careful enough.
This way that this Joker is playing is doing such a good job trying to prevent his opponent from building up the damage that they need to really close this out. Arsene is still out, which is still a dangerous situation for Boise State.
Yeah, this Wolf is just relying on getting in as close as possible. We just haven't been able to see him get that opportunity quite yet. And this is going to be his win condition, especially with Joker up at such high percent and only one stock. One good hit from Wolf is going to spell the end for Joker. There, he almost went there, but a really good DI from him allows him to stay in the game just a little bit longer. At even more dangerous percent now at 155. The slight breeze from Wolf will take Joker down. But but once again, Joker's not giving him an inch to work with.
Yeah, Joker choosing the safe option, a really safe option, coming out of shield, grabbing and back-throwing the Wolf off the stage, trying to pressure him off stage, trying to see if he can take another stock. 60 to 163%. This is such a dangerous situation for Oklahoma State.
Oh, not quite an early stock, but Boise able to get rid of that Joker with only one stock lost. This is still a very winnable game for Boise State, even though they are still down one.
Definitely. And we still have the DDD in their anchor. We've seen how strong this DDD can be in a lot of last stock and very strong and pressured situations where he has taken two players out of the game and taking the win for Boise State.
Yeah, looking at Oklahoma's current play style, they definitely tend to play a lot more zoning out characters. We saw it with Byleth to varying success. We saw it with the Joker just able to poke and prod at Boise's players. But how are their next players going to handle this? Like, I see the Jigglypuff and Luigi. Luigi is pretty well known for just being able to zone out his opponent with Fireball and just being able to get in and do a ton of damage, get out. And Jigglypuff is another really good hit-and-run character with excellent vertical mobility. So how do you see this sort of playing out for Oklahoma?
So we see, I actually think the Jigglypuff is going to be coming out next. That's what I'm thinking is their next character. But I was thinking that I see that a lot of times when Oklahoma pushes their opponent off the stage, they don't really pressure them off the stage. They pressure by controlling the stage and the edge instead of pressuring them off stage, creating a really tough situation to try to get back to the ledge by being off stage, but being on the stage instead, using options that can, essentially prevent them from grabbing the ledge on stage, right? Controlling the space that they have.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just the ability to control the stage, and honestly, by proxy, being able to control the stage allows you to control off of it as well, because even though they don't really represent a threat off the stage, you have to think about, how do I get back onto the stage without taking a lot of damage, which I feel like Boise's done a pretty good job with so far, just being able to get onto the ledge without being comboed back off again. But with the Joker pick out, I feel like it's going to be a little bit harder for that to happen, because while Jigglypuff and Luigi are pretty good at controlling the stage, how well they are at controlling the ledge is yet to be seen.
Very true. Jigglypuff, we're seeing that one of the characters is changing, going from Jigglypuff to Yoshi. So I do think that this is the next character we're about to see.
Yeah, the Yoshi pick is definitely a good one to sort of, like we were talking about, control those edges, control the center of the stage, especially because Yoshi has a lot of projectiles with his up special, just being able to pressure from a really long ways away. So I wonder how Boise's going to handle this, since Wolf also plays somewhat similar to Yoshi.
Yeah, well, Yoshi has a lot of tools and can be able to more directly influence where his projectile is going by aiming the egg and directional positioning and stuff.
All right, we have the small battlefield once again. This seems to be the favorite going forward. Boise currently is at 2 stocks with Oklahoma at 3. Able to get pretty good chip damage on both sides, both up at 16%. Wolf rapidly shooting up to 31, just because this Yoshi can get in and do a lot of damage, both sides trading out large blows, but neither really able to get anybody into a really vulnerable position until now, with Yoshi up at 80. Wow, that was a really quick turn of events for this Yoshi player.
Yoshi doing a good job of just pressuring with the egg and trying to get in and use Yoshi's strong options with a lot of aerials coming out.
Yeah, Yoshi has a really good close game, but unfortunately getting up there, it can be a little bit difficult, even with his egg being able to do a lot of stuff, since Wolf's blaster does have priority over that egg and can destroy it fairly easy.
And we're seeing 145% for Oklahoma State, and Boise State only at a low cool 81%.
Ooh,
we can see stock coming out already for Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're seeing really good damage off of the Wolf, able to bring it up, or I guess bring it back to 2-2, tying up the game with a significant percent advantage towards Oklahoma, but with how it's going so far, this Wolf can make that up in a matter of seconds.
Very good job from Oklahoma, blocking a lot of Wolf's strong options here with Yoshi's superior shields.
Yeah, Yoshi does have that really good shield game, able to block a lot of Wolf's blaster attacks and just prevent a lot of that chip damage, but we're also seeing a lot of chip damage coming in from Wolf's side as well. Both sides are just trading blows back and forth, but Wolf being at 124, he has to play it a little bit more careful. Yoshi is a lot stronger up close than Joker is, as we can see there with the up smash, and just taking that 1 stock from Wolf, bringing it down 1-2. But Yoshi is still at a very dangerous percentage, and he can't rest for even a second, knowing this Wolf could take him out of the game at any point.
170%, and all this pressure coming at the edge on Boise State, making it tough to try to take control of the stage, try to put in damage, and really close out the second stock.
Yeah, but Yoshi's still able to get a lot of damage in with the eggs, just always seeming to find their mark no matter where they're thrown off the stage. As we can see there, just being able to disrupt Wolf's play with something that can be really easily spammable. Really good hit off of Wolf onto Yoshi, unable to find kills unfortunately, but bringing Yoshi to a very, very dangerous spot here. Yoshi up to 179, which is going to be enough for the front smash in order to take, but with Wolf at 100, he has to play this a lot more safe than he'd probably like to.
Good grab coming up, 34% already for the Yoshi.
Yeah, already up to 50%. Wolf is still in this game. We cannot count him out quite yet, but at 129, both characters wanting to get really close. Both kind of have to play it a lot safer now.
Looking for the grab to try to close out 81%. Good DI coming out for Boise State.
That forward air seems to be a really dangerous thing on Oklahoma's side out of Yoshi, just being able to deal a ton of damage in a small amount of time and have really good kill potential. And, ooh, a massive forward smash out of air that is unable to be DI'd by Boise this time, allowing Oklahoma to take the round up one stock, leading into Boise State's final player.
Yeah, that was a really interesting round, seeing how the Yoshi used their superior shield options to try to really push out the Wolf from being able to really put in a lot of damage. And so many eggs being caught on Boise State's side were putting in a huge, surprisingly a lot of damage on the Wolf.
Yeah, it seemed like no matter where Wolf was on the map, those eggs had express delivery right to his forehead. And unfortunately, there was just no way for him to get around it. And it seemed to add up over time. The eggs by themselves don't deal a ton of damage, but when you're getting hit by 7 or 8 of them per stock, that can go up really fast.
And we also saw the flip side of that, where Wolf's Blaster did so much damage on that last stock that it was basically even going into that, where both of the characters were reaching kill percentages where it was so unsafe for them to try to approach in the ways that they were approaching previously.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that Yoshi did have that really good out-of-shield forward smash option that Wolf just didn't really seem to be prepared for.
Yeah, just how good Yoshi's shield is, how fast it goes up and goes down, can really use that to his advantage to use strong options out of shield.
Oh, yeah. And we definitely saw that a lot with this Yoshi, just being able to block the really big hits. He let in a few of the smaller ones, which allowed Wolf to get those 2 stocks. But blocking the projectiles that mattered were, I believe, what ended up with Yoshi winning the round.
Yeah. Going into our last Boise State's last player with King DDD, what do you expect to see for the King DDD going into this matchup with Yoshi?
You were talking a lot about how King DDD is their anchor, and I 100% agree. He has a lot of good options, both projectile as well as melee. He can get up close and personal, just deal a ton of damage. He can eat the eggs that Yoshi throws with his special inhale, and just be able to throw in a lot of pressure, not only with his Gordos, but also just being an overall threat to those more squishy characters like Yoshi.
Yeah. When it comes to King DDD, we see a lot of how he uses his Gordo to try to use it to prevent them to get on ledge by pushing the Gordo right on the edge and making it very tough to even grab or have to make the option to get onto stage instead of grabbing ledge, which is the safer option.
Yeah, and even if they do manage to get onto the stage, he can also just hit that Gordo right back at him, dealing extra damage. But in the end, it all comes down to the skill of the DDD player and just not being able to, and just not being hit by his own Gordo as well. On to Boise State's last 3 stocks against the Yoshi. DDD does come out, and Yoshi's going to have to take out 2 stocks here just to get back up to even, and let's just see how this plays out. It should be interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing Kalos come out here first time for tonight.
Ooh, early 2 hits from the Gordo, able to get a lot of good chip damage. Yoshi able to block the second one, though, not getting hit by that a second time. DDD up to 42 already. This is a very even game from both sides, and Yoshi just trying to pressure him out, just trying to get really up and close and personal, which DDD isn't really allowing a lot of options to do with the Gordo as well as that hammer coming out.
Yeah, just the amount of pressure they're putting on top of the shield is so making it hard for Yoshi to make the right option to come out of shield, and somehow Yoshi seems to find it with up air.
Yeah, we also saw that Gordo get hit back at DDD a few times, but unfortunately for Yoshi, DDD knows how to play around it, playing up, around, and down it. And unfortunately, he can't really get away from that one. Whoa! Good up air onto the Yoshi. It was able to be DI'd, but immediately back smash, taking the round for DDD without a single stock loss. That was lightning fast from one near kill to the actual round-ending one. That was impressive out of the DDD player, just able to get in and get the smash attacks he needed in order to get the job done.
Yeah, I think it was in Boise State side, it was really good for how much pressure they applied to that Yoshi, to not making sure that the Yoshi had the time to breathe and generate a plan to try to approach the DDD and try to build up the percentage they needed to really take the win.
Yeah, we saw those concepts of a plan sort of flesh themselves out early on. he was doing a really good job at sort of spacing him out with the eggs, but unfortunately just not able to create enough space with DDD's massive frame and just not being able to be knocked back as easy as some of the other characters.
Yeah, you really would have expected. We saw a little bit of that kind of a semblance of a plan, or a little kind of an idea of a plan at the beginning, where the Yoshi was using a lot of his strong, fast options out of shield and combo DDD really early for about 25%, 30%.
Ooh, but it's the battle of the big guys. DDD versus Bowser for the final 3 stocks of this round. I feel like DDD does have the advantage coming into this, just having a little bit more of a poke-out option than Bowser does with his Gordo. But once again, DDD can have that Gordo come back to bite him in the fractions of a second. But we do see both players getting really good damage on each other. DDD with a slight edge, just being able to control the stage a little bit better. Bowser already up to 70 with DDD at 52.
Shielding with your opponent in the air in this situation and this type of battle is so dangerous, as both characters have options that can instantly break their shield.
Yeah, especially because these guys are 2 really heavy hitters. The shield isn't as good of an option as with the lighter characters. Bowser is able to get DDD off his back, but unfortunately DDD is a very, very highly mobile character despite his size, and is just able to get back on stage and keep applying constant pressure. We don't see anything with that Gordo. It could have gotten a kill if DDD was at the wrong spot, but luckily for him, he was in the air at the time. So we didn't really see anything. Both players at around the same percent, which is dangerous for both of them. Since they're both heavy, Bowser with the up air, able to get the first stock on DDD.
121% starting off this next stock for Oklahoma is very dangerous. We could see a reset here coming very soon.
Yeah, but DDD already up to 42% with only 3 attacks from Bowser, able to get him off his back at 151. But is he going to be able to find the stock?
Not be able to follow up.
Oh!
Back here coming up for Boise State.
That answered my question pretty quick, but now DDD, all he has to do is get a few hits in and the game is back at even.
We saw all that shield pressure here, and the patience coming out from the Bowser from Oklahoma.
Ooh, big hit on the Gordo, bringing Bowser and DDD back to an even playing field. Able to gets the grab by DDD up to 90 off the map, but is able to recover. Once again, off the map, is he going to find the recovery? He does, but DDD is still there, able to good pressure, but the command grab does come out from Bowser. Gordo able to keep him off his back for just a little bit longer.
This Gordo is so relentless on the edge as you're trying to guess what Gordo's going to do when bouncing, or what DDD is going to do and try to pressure you off stage. You here see Gordo coming back out, trying to pressure here, trying to get back to the stage. Oklahoma's trying to find a way, 188%.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect Bowser to have such a good recovery, but he does. And I feel like a lot of the time it gets underestimated just how much he can recover from. Both of these guys at dangerous percent. Gordo ends up finding the kill. Boise is up 1 stock, but is still at a very dangerous place at 129%.
Boise doing a good job pressuring with Gordo and pressure himself.
Ooh, DDD able to find the really good up air and the inhale. Is this Gordo going to find its mark? No, it's not with the pressure. Bowser down to 96%, up to 110. Both players at a very dangerous spot right now. Any hit from either one of them could spell the end of the game.
Oklahoma trying to find the right answer. It just seems to be picking the wrong option.
Ooh, the up air. The up air ends up finding the kill on DDD, but Bowser is still at 110% on his last stock. All DDD has to do is 1 solid attack, and Bowser's run is done.
Bowser putting in good damage, almost at 40% on Boise State side, but he still needs to make up about 100% on DDD.
Yeah, good edge guarding from DDD, just able to use that Gordo to get that pressure off stage. Back to 51% from DDD with Bowser at 159. He needs to play this incredibly safe, just away from that hammer while still getting the big hits of his own. Ooh.
77%, getting dangerous for Boise State.
Ooh, big hit from Bowser with the up special, but DDD is able to get him off with the Gordo once again, just able to find that space, and a good forward smash from DDD. You can hear the cowbells in the background. Boise able to take the first round with their anchor DDD pick.
Boise 1, Oklahoma 0.
That was an incredible final match. Just seeing 2 heavyweights just sort of back and forth brawl, and just able to control space really well, even with characters you wouldn't expect to do it super hot, like Bowser, without that solid poke out option.
DDD was just so relentless on that shield, and you see how Bowser was just patient every single time, waiting for his turn to take his turn out of shield, with Gordo coming out and the pressure from DDD himself, and then immediately using faster options on the shield right after that, and just trying to find the right opening for that Bowser, which just seems impossible.
Yeah, and then the ledge guarding that came out of DDD just was phenomenal. Being able to pressure him from off stage and getting tons of chip damage was something that you don't really see out of a heavyweight, and it's what I think makes DDD just such a special character. He's so versatile, but yet can deal so much damage. It's staggering.
Yeah, we saw DDD do this really cool thing I saw where he was using the platform to stall out the Gordo so that he can pressure Bowser onto that platform. And if Bowser decided to try to take his turn early, the Gordo would catch him trying to take his turn.
Yeah, we saw that quite a bit. And we even saw that in the Yoshi match just a little bit. He'd get off stage and just wouldn't be able to recover because that spiky urchin Gordo just won't let them back on. And they risk a lot of damage if they do.
Yeah, what do you think going forward into the next matches? What changes that the teams will bring to try to make sure they can bring home the win today?
You know, I think if they just played it a little bit more aggressive with the DDD. DDD is a really hard character to approach, but once you get, but we saw it with the Bowser. Once you approach him and get him into those combos, there's not really much he can do. Bowser was able to get him to really high percents really, really fast and some really good forward smashes and aerials. It's just, it wasn't quite aggressive enough. I feel like if Oklahoma plays it the same way they did with the other three players for Boise's team, they'll be fine, but that DDD is going to pose a really big problem if they don't swap up their strategy.
Yeah, I really do agree. And the way that a lot of their players are playing, going to the Bowser was such starkly different how you watched. If you compare the ways that each player approached their fights, was starkly different for Oklahoma side.
Yeah, for Oklahoma, we saw a lot of that stage control and edge guard, which allowed them to get a ton of kills, just keep people off stage, not let them back on, and force them to make mistakes. The Bowser pick was really different because he can't really edge guard, but he can find a way to control the stage really, really well. I feel like if Boise is going to sort of counteract that edge guarding playstyle, they're going to have to play it a little bit better on their own. Just be able to control the space like we saw Olimar do against Byleth really early on. Just keep that stage control away from Oklahoma, and they'll have a very good chance at winning this round as well.
Yeah, going into this going into the second round of matches, we will see how each player will try to change up their game plan. We're seeing the Jigglypuff come out for the first one and the Roy.
Yeah, and the Roy pick. That was we didn't see the Roy pick the first time, but let's see how it sort of goes this time. Roy with an early 26% to Jigglypuff only getting one on the Roy, so we're just going to have to see how Jigglypuff plays this. Jigglypuff is a very, very light character, and with Roy being such a heavy hitter, you kind of have to play it a little bit more safe, especially once you get up to those higher percents like we're seeing Jigglypuff start to get up to now.
Jigglypuff is already at 75%, such a danger percentage for such a light character. But Roy is doing a really good job of continuously pressuring this Jigglypuff and punishing her for making all these mistakes and whiffs.
Yeah, it's sort of like we were talking about, just being able to control the stage, take it away from Oklahoma, not let them control the stage and pressure you off of it. Especially on a sword character like Roy with not much of an aerial game or recovery, being able to take control and just get that stage control, especially against a lighter character, is going to work wonders.
You see Roy trying to control the portion of the stage here, losing control of the stage. Jigglypuff completely walling him out on the edge. Oklahoma up one.
Yeah, unfortunate stock take on the Roy. But we do see Jigglypuff at 119. All Roy has to do is get one good hit off, and then it is even game. You sort of saw it there with a really good hit onto the Jigglypuff. Unfortunately, with the many jumps Jigglypuff does have, it makes it really hard for her to be knocked off the stage. But we do see her with the forward smash, able to take that first stock off of Jigglypuff. Both of them are now at an even game. Jigglypuff pulling ahead early with 25%. Roy following it up with an early 12, just to try and take control of this match.
Jigglypuff doing a good job poking out his shield, trying to build up the damage on Roy, 57%. All the way up to 68 now.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is able to get those little bits of damage, but Roy only has to do one to just get to the exact spot Jigglypuff has been working for. Whoa, amazing hit from the Roy. Unfortunately, not enough to get Jigglypuff out of the map, but it does pose that threat to Jigglypuff that she can be knocked off the stage at any time as long as this Roy can land his shots.
We're seeing Roy trying to take full advantage of his sweet spot. And we saw that how strong that was, and almost taking Jigglypuff's stock that last engagement.
Yeah, both parties at around the same percent, but Jigglypuff is definitely going to have to play this a little bit safer, but now she's behind Roy. If Jigglypuff can get Roy off the stage, as we saw in that first stock, he can't really do anything about it, as he doesn't really have a lot of vertical, or not vertical, but horizontal mobility. But we are just seeing them get ping-ponged back and forth across the stage.
Roy's in a very difficult situation here.
Oh!
And with a good reversal coming from Boise State, 113%, up 1 for Boise State.
Yeah, Boise's in a pretty good position here. They got one extra stock to play with against the Jigglypuff. If Roy plays his cards right, they could be up 2 stocks in this coming into this next matchup. But with Jigglypuff just playing such a good edge guard game, I don't know if Roy's going to be able to make it back onto the stage, and he does. He gets back onto the stage, just barely able to get around that Jigglypuff, playing that really good edge guard defense. Jigglypuff does find this forward smash, getting that second stock off on Roy. It's still a very even ball game, but Roy does have the advantage here percent-wise.
We're seeing Roy every single time that Jigglypuff is trying to pressure them off stage. Roy just knows that this Jigglypuff's superior aerial option just is unmatched in this matchup.
Yeah, Roy does have to play this a little bit more grounded than he'd probably like against a Jigglypuff. Since Jigglypuff has all of those jumps at her disposal, I believe it's 7 jumps, she can just play super high in the air and just not really be punished for it.
Both pretty much equal presented, 67 coming on Boise State side, 83 now, 70, 81 for Oklahoma.
Ooh, Roy's able to get back on the stage just barely. Yeah, that up special is definitely something to watch out for from the Roy, but we do see it. Unfortunately, that final Roy stock get taken by Jigglypuff. An unfortunate turn of events, allowing Oklahoma to be up 1 stock in this matchup. That was a very good game. I feel like Roy did about everything that he could just to get back onto the stage and just poke him out, do as much damage as possible. But Jigglypuff being that superior air option Roy could not match it. He couldn't get back onto the stage when Jigglypuff was off, and I feel like that's sort of what we saw him lose all of his stocks to, just getting off the stage and not really being able to get back on. Yeah,
we saw Jigglypuff every single time that Jigglypuff was sent off stage by the Roy, that Jigglypuff would just use her superior aerials, forward air, back air, trying to just prevent Roy from being the pressure off the stage and just floating in the air on the edge, waiting for Roy to back off and really to retake her space that she needed.
Yeah, Roy definitely had the advantage when it came to off stage, and I feel like Jigglypuff sort of noticed the threat. She noticed what she needed to do, and that was keep Roy either in the air or off the stage, and I feel like Jigglypuff did a really good job at both of those things. I will give Roy a lot of credit. He did control that stage for that first Jigglypuff stock as well as the second, but I feel like we also saw it start to slip up, especially when they both got to around 100%, and they were both going back and forth across the stage. Roy was just unable to find his footing again, and that's what led to Jigglypuff able to control that off stage.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the ways that the Jigglypuff also changed their game plan, approaching how Roy was taking the fights, and making sure that we were punishing Roy for his approaches by using her superior aerial attacks that we saw that Jigglypuff likes to use.
Yeah, currently on the roster, we're seeing the Wolf and King Dedede pick, which probably won't come out till later. I bet they're going to throw out the Olimar for this next volley against the Jigglypuff. Is there anything that you'd expect to see out of an Olimar Jigglypuff matchup?
I think walling out the Jigglypuff is probably the strongest option that Olimar has with the Pikmin, being able to bring up those big chip damage on the Jigglypuff, and being able to take that stock early is the goal here. Being able to completely prevent Jigglypuff approaching you is such a strong option, especially as someone as light as Jigglypuff.
Yeah, Jigglypuff just being able to deal a ton of damage in the air in a relatively short amount of time. Definitely not as much damage at once as a character like Roy, Bowser, or King Dedede, but all those little damage that Jigglypuff can do definitely adds up over time, as we saw. Jigglypuff would get 1 to 2 attacks in on Roy, but Roy would volley back with the same amount of damage in 1 hit. But being able to sort of wall that Jigglypuff's damage output off is definitely going to be the most important, and it looks like my prediction was right. Olimar is going to be going up against Jigglypuff in this second round, with Olimar at 3 stocks and Jigglypuff's going to start at 1.
See, we're returning back to Hall of Bastion with a single platform in the middle. Let's see how well both of these players can use that platform to their advantage.
I feel like when it comes to the platform, Jigglypuff is going to have the advantage just because, as we talked about, she's got really good aerials, and that platform is going to sort of help her out with it as well. But Olimar could probably use it to his advantage as well, just being able to get his Pikmin off from a higher altitude and just be a little bit more oppressive with them as well.
Yeah, we're already seeing a 22% from just Pikmin spam coming out for Olimar.
Yeah, up to 34, just because Olimar gets caught out in the air against the Jigglypuff. We do see it get brought back up to even. This has been, so far, a pretty even round for both players. Just able to stay at relatively similar percents, and no one able to really find the edge.
Seeing Olimar already pressuring Jigglypuff 62%. And we're seeing that each player is trying to take this as slow as they can, trying to find the right opening and pressure out and build up enough damage to really just close out the stock in a way that their opponents can't really counter.
Yeah, we see really good chip damage onto Olimar from the Jigglypuff, but the constant Pikmin pressure from Olimar is also whittling down Jigglypuff's health as well. That 70% could be dangerous with the purple Pikmin grab. As we can see here to the down throw, no, not really putting Jigglypuff into any danger with the throw itself, but up to 91%, purple Pikmin can deal a lot of damage in a really short amount of time. And we see the forward smash come out of Olimar onto Jigglypuff, allowing Olimar to win the round without losing a stock. That was impressive out of Olimar. He knew exactly how to play that, just poke her out, sort of get as much chip damage as possible, go in with the smash attack, and get her done.
Yeah, Olimar did a really good job of really walling out the Jigglypuff in the ways that he could, taking as little damage as he could as well when the Jigglypuff did get in, and being very patient and not rushing in. We saw that on his recovery back to this stage where he just waited for the Jigglypuff to make the wrong call when trying to edge guard him, and then he used his recovery to try to get back to the stage, not completely getting walled out by the Jigglypuff just waiting for him.
And also the Pikmin spam that we saw at the beginning of the round just to get a little bit of chip damage in also sort of helped. I feel like Jigglypuff didn't really know how to get around the constant Pikmin pressure, because even outside that start of the round, we saw a lot of Pikmin get thrown Jigglypuff's way, and while Jiggly was able to deal with them, they still did quite a substantial amount of damage in a really short amount of time, which allowed Olimar to get in with his purples and just deal a ton of damage.
Yeah, the Olimar wasn't really worried about losing a lot of his resources, where he was spamming so many Pikmin that it just kind of put too much pressure on the Jigglypuff, where he was losing Pikmin, but he kept refreshing them fast enough where he could just continuously throw them out and deal this chip damage that he needed.
So in the last round, we saw the Joker come out against the Olimar. Do you think that's going to happen again, just to sort of rush him down and not let him get his Pikmin out?
I think we might actually see the Yoshi here, is my guess. Being that the Yoshi did such a good job of, the Yoshi did such a good job of handling the two players that he did go up against. And I think that the Yoshi, we're going to see the Yoshi here again, hoping that Joker can make it tough for the King DDD if he has to come down to that to really close out that game.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be the trump card for Oklahoma State, just having that Joker to sort of combat the really heavy hitters that Boise does have on their team. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see the Joker come out here, because it worked so well last time, and just hoping that he can get through, because he did end up going through he ended up going through two of
Boise's player, yeah.
Yeah, he went through two of Boise's players before he finally came out, so we might see him a little bit earlier. But I do agree with the Yoshi pick, because they do sort of play similar, especially when both of them had relatively good success as well with their respective matchups, even if they weren't favorable.
Definitely.
But it looks like we were both wrong. The Byleth is coming out against the Olimar in a mirror match of round one. Is it going to go any different? Let's see.
We're seeing regular Battlefield come out here. We're already seeing 5%, and Pigment Span coming out here, building up good, trying to find good damage here on the on the Byleth.
And we are seeing that really good damage come out, already at 41%, and Olimar has not taken any damage so far this round. And he's just able to play around with the platforms, just not giving this Byleth any chance to get close like he'd want to. We did see a really good combo come out of him there, bringing Olimar up to 37%, but it doesn't seem to be enough to keep him off the stage where Byleth would want him to be.
Olimar's doing such a good job of being patient and waiting for his turn and finding the right time to throw these Pikmin to pressure out Byleth.
Yeah, we already see two purple Pikmin with the Olimar, and that just gives him so many more strong options when it comes to smash attacks, but he's still biding his time, waiting it out, and just waiting for the opportunity to strike. Unfortunately, he did get knocked up there for 72%. He's now down, but with a good down throw up to 87% on the Byleth, not able to find a good comeback for that, up to 100. Now he's at a pretty dangerous spot with Byleth just being able to control the map, but both of them are back around to even percents now.
Olimar is trying to find the opening, trying to pressure this Byleth off the stage, but Byleth keeps finding his way up back with his superior up B.
Ooh, big hit off of Olimar onto Byleth. Not able to secure this. Not able to secure the kill quite. Oh no! I take that back. Byleth not able to find the recovery in time. But with Olimar at 118%, all Byleth has to do is get off one good attack with the strong spot on his spear, and he has another stock under his belt. But Olimar is not going to give it to him easy with his really strong purple Pikmin and fire Pikmin to poke him out. But it's not enough. With the sweet spot on the spear, able to take down the Olimar, bringing it back to 2-2.
Olimar was doing a good job of being patient and waiting for his turn and really building up the damage, being able to get 85%, still staying at 0. 104% is nothing to laugh at. We could see another stock be taken here from Oklahoma.
Ooh, good throw off the Olimar. Now all he has to do is keep Byleth off stage. Unable to really find that, but he's still able to just zone out this Byleth, not let him get close. As you can see there, just knock him around the stage like a ball, and he just can't really find a way to get back on. We do see Olimar lose that purple Pikmin, which might come in handy for the Byleth, but now Olimar is up to 28%. Byleth does have to play this a little bit safer, but not as without that purple Pikmin at Olimar's disposal.
Olimar having his basic Pikmin red, yellow, and blue.
Yeah, neither player really able to find anything. I take that back. Olimar able to get the up throw, getting the third kill of the match, bringing Oklahoma into dangerous territory with only one stock. Olimar is only down 44 as opposed to the 100 that he had last time. So how is Byleth going to play around this big forward smash out of Byleth onto Olimar, bringing him up to 90% and the sweet spot on the spear, bringing it back to an even smash game at 12-0. Wow, this has been a good match so far. Both characters able to zone each other out and just neither really able to get to a point where one has the superior advantage.
We're seeing the spam come out again from Boise State, trying to build up the damage, trying to make up ground here at 58% for Boise State and 19% for Oklahoma.
Yeah, Boise's starting to find, or Oklahoma starting to find their groove on the Byleth, able to control the stage, able to bounce Olimar off the stage and just not let him on to do anything.
Oklahoma using their strong tools to prevent this Olimar from making it back to the stage. Boise State is in trouble here.
Yeah, Olimar is unable to find that Pikmin chip that he's sort of been relying on this whole game and just having his Pikmin slaughtered by the Byleth. But we are starting to see Olimar make up a little bit more ground. Unfortunately, Byleth just has such good stage control. He can't really seem to get any good hits out.
Olimar doing a good job being patient, waiting for his turn and being able to trying to make up this ground here. 57%.
We've got some good hits on the Byleth from the Olimar, but he just needs to get him back up to around even. But Olimar at 132, taken out by the bow, allowing Oklahoma to be up one stock in this round. Wow, that was a good game. It started off really strong for Olimar, but as the round went on, Byleth just seemed to get more and more comfortable in the matchup, and I feel like that's what spelled the end for Olimar.
Yeah, the way that the Byleth started to turn the table on the game of patience that we really saw there, where in their scrambles, they were both waiting for their opponents to make the mistake or wait for their block and grab. And we saw that in the second stock for Boise State, the second stock for Oklahoma, where the Olimar waited for the Byleth to shield and immediately grabbed them out of the shield and up through them for their stock.
Once again, we find Oklahoma at one stock compared to Boise bringing in a 3-stock opponent. So do you think we're going to see something similar to what we saw in the first round, where the Jigglypuff was brought down to, actually,
it was Yoshi.
Yeah, it was Yoshi who was brought down really low to one stock and then immediately taken out without losing. So do you think we're going to see something like that come out of Wolf? Or DDD, we don't know.
We haven't seen the matchup between Wolf and Byleth yet, if I do remember, right?
Yeah, we didn't see the matchup between Wolf and Byleth. It was Wolf and Joker that we saw, and Wolf did end up winning that matchup, but we are seeing him in a very similar situation, even if the characters aren't all that similar.
Yeah. I think Wolf can bring it out here being on the stock advantage. There's a lot of pressure on the Oklahoma State player to try to shore up their stock disadvantage, but not the player disadvantage, their stock disadvantage going into this next match. So they might be able to take advantage of the pressure that the player is feeling to try to really take this match quickly.
Yeah, both of these characters are going to want to get up in your face, but also have that solid poke out option with Byleth's spear as well as his bow, and then Wolf's blaster that could just do tons of damage, a lot more than a lot of other projectiles in this game.
Oklahoma needing to bring down to one stock. Let's see how well Boise State can try to take this game.
All right, starting it off strong with Wolf getting the first hit off. Byleth is able to get back and get a little bit of damage off, but it's just not enough. They are pretty well matched here. They're dealing tons of damage to both sides. No one's really been able to pull ahead so far, just because they can both deal tons of damage and get in really fast.
Good projectiles, man, coming out of Boise State, already bringing up 49% just from blaster fire.
Yeah, Byleth once again trying to get that sweet spot with his spear, trying to edge guard with it, just being able to show off that stage control. However, it doesn't matter if Wolf can get up close and just deal tons of damage, but Byleth just being able to get out of it and deal tons of damage as well. It's just this back and forth of high damage being thrown out with no one really able to get that secured kill.
Wolf really trying to find that ladder combo using the platform, trying to close out that kill really early at the top platform.
Yeah, we do see Byleth at the disadvantage here at 120%, to Boise's 96. But any amount of damage from both sides can prove to be detrimental. Boise getting hit really hard by Byleth, but not able to find the stock on the Wolf.
No tech coming out from Boise State here, being grabbed by the Byleth. Good spot dodge coming out for Byleth. Byleth both of them trying to scramble, trying to find an opening.
Yeah, no one really able to find those really big hits, and Wolf does take it out with the forward smash, bringing it back to an even game. Both teams at 6-6 stocks. Wolf is going to be returning for the next round with no stocks lost. That was a great showing off of Wolf, but it was really interesting to see both players not really know how to get in and play it safe, with both of them being able to deal tons of damage, and no one was really able to pull ahead in that matchup.
Yeah, we saw each player's exchange damage that was basically even the whole entire time, even up all the way to the end, where the damage difference was about 10 to 20% at the end. And the Wolf being able to spam the projectiles for 16% at a time is just so much damage that really we saw build up all the way up to 50, 60% so quickly that the Byleth had a hard time responding to towards the end of that round.
Yeah, Byleth also did a really good job at controlling the air around it. We saw it on that battlefield is kind of a hard thing to play for a lot of more melee-focused characters who don't have like range, because of the fact that they have to be jumping around. Their opponent can just be everywhere all at once. It makes them easy to run away. However, I feel like Wolf was able to use that sort of to his advantage, kind of catch his opponent off guard with his blaster shots, being able to get really good hits in with his smash attacks, and also just kind of disrupt Byleth a little bit too. He wouldn't tech a lot of the attacks from Byleth that were hitting the actual stage itself, which allowed him to sort of be a lot more unpredictable, which I feel like worked out to his advantage.
Yeah, the Byleth did use a lot of different tactics approaching this Wolf, unlike the last time we seen Byleth going into the match against Olimar.
Yeah. And we're going to see the Joker come out for a rematch against Wolf. I wonder if it's going to end any differently for Wolf. I'm sure that both players are ready and willing for this rematch, since Joker did end up winning the last one.
Seeing both players in neutral trying to find an opening. We're seeing the pressure already coming out for Wolf with the blaster fire.
Yeah, we're playing on a Omega stage, which is completely flat, which is going to work out into the advantage of both players. But Wolf getting the early lead at 48%, just with a ton of really heavy hits. But Joker also coming really close to his trump card in his Arsene. And we're just seeing tons of damage coming off of Wolf. At 74%, Joker's Arsene does come into play. Wolf might have to play this a little bit safer, but with his poke out options being really strong with his blaster, he can really easily take that persona down.
Each player trying to scramble in neutral here, trying to find an opening. Huge reflect coming from Joker, putting Boise State at 66%.
Yeah, just not really able to find any solid hits off of Wolf. But with Arsene down, Joker's going to have to find a way to stall it out, get it built back up so he can go back in against Wolf.
Boise State did such a good job on that edge, trying to stall out Arsene while using their edge of invisibility while Joker was low on Rebel Guard.
And Joker is able to recover from this fairly easy, but Wolf is not going to give him an inch on the edge. He's just going to play that edge guard. He's going to try and keep this Joker off the stage where he can't build up Rebel Guard or build up his persona at all.
Joker is being pressured out here, having a really tough time trying to take control of the stage. Boise State being relentless on that edge.
Yeah, Wolf able to just find really good and solid hits onto Joker, just not really able to let him on, not letting him onto the stage for even a second. But now we see the tides turn. Wolf's off the stage, but he's able to get on relatively easily with this, without Joker being able to push him off. But Joker almost up to his second Arsene of the stock. Here it comes out. How's Wolf going to deal with it? Unfortunately, he does get forward smashed into losing his stock. But now at a advantage with Joker around halfway down with his persona. How is Wolf going to approach this to capitalize on the 150% Joker's currently in?
Joker's no slouch here. He can put in huge damage while we see Oklahoma lose a stock. We are evened up 0% on Oklahoma, 27% for Boise State.
Yeah, Oklahoma currently does have this percent advantage, but with Wolf, you can gain those percent really, really fast, especially if you play it wrong or misjudge just about anything. Joker doing a good job at sort of zoning out this Wolf, just like we saw in the last round against him. But I feel like Wolf is starting to learn a little bit more about what this Joker's been able to do, just being able to sort of zone out his zoning, if that makes any sense. But now that Joker has Arsene again, he's just able to deal a ton of damage in a short amount of time, and Wolf can't get close without the fear of a counter coming out.
Really unsafe landing for Boise State here. Landing on the stage with Wolf's side B could have been detrimental and disastrous for Boise State if they weren't careful.
Yeah, Wolf just did a ton of damage, able to whittle down that Arsene really quick, but both parties are at around 100%. Both of them are in dangerous territory of just about anything happening.
Wolf needs to find an opening here while Joker does not have his persona out. Trying to really close the stock out, trying to prevent Joker trying to get another one.
Yeah, this is the most important and impactful part of playing against a Joker. Trying to kill him when he's at this 100%. Get rid of his Rebel Guard. We almost see the shield break come out of Joker.
On the shield.
Whoa, we almost saw the kill off of Joker into the back throw, into the kill.
Good read on the roll on stage, good grab and back throw, taking the stock for Boise State.
That just removed the threat of Arsene for now, but it still could come out. And we see the aerial come out of Joker, unable to find a kill. Into the smash on Joker, taking him out with 2 stocks to go. Whoa, what a smash. Wow. Holy crap, that was a whirlwind. Wow.
Big, huge sweet spot hit for that Wolf, sending Joker straight to the under the stage, taking that stock early.
That is not something you see every day. Wolf able to get an early spike. Joker was only at 30%. Oh, I'm lightheaded. That was just one good play into another. Holy cow.
Boise State up 2 stocks going into the next round.
Yeah, they're up 2 stocks and even up more 2 players going into Bowser. Wow, this is a lot more favorable matchup for Boise than the last round, kind of flipping the tide. But with Boise able to take 4 stocks with 1 character, do you think that Oklahoma's going to have similar success with Bowser?
Going into Wolf, it might be a lot harder to do as a matchup for Bowser, unlike the DDD matchup, in my opinion. Yes, it was a little tough to see a lot of the projectile and with Gordo being spammed and how much the DDD was just relentless on Bowser with Gordo spam and tilt spam all over his shield or even at the edge. And this might be even worse if we see Wolf get up on the Bowser and be able to turn Bowser into combo food.
Yeah, just being able to zone him out with the blaster and then go in for the kill. But I feel like Bowser and his command grabs, as well as a lot of his very wide special attacks, are going to pose a little bit of a threat to Wolf. Sure, he can poke you out from a distance, but in the end, if you can't get close to get your smash attacks off and deal a ton of damage, you're not really going to be able to find a lot of success in the matchup.
Yeah, it's really funny that you bring up the Bowser's command grab. I was really about to talk about that. Was that Bowser's command grab is very unique in a way that it allows you to position your opponent to where you want to do, where you want them to be. Unlike, or the only other character I can think off the top of my head is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you guys can hear it behind me, but the stadium is incredibly hyped up after that last round. I wonder if they're going to carry that energy into this next round, knowing that they're not only up 1 player, but they're also up the 2 stocks in the matchup as a whole.
Yeah, and Bowser's going into this match with a huge disadvantage, being that this is a character that has a lot of strong options in middle range.
Yeah, the The takeaway for Bowser, I feel like, in this matchup is just going to be keeping it cool, looking for your openings, and just knowing when to go in against this fairly strong character that is Wolf. We do see him get a really early lead at 32, but with Wolf, that can be taken down in a matter of seconds. We do see the College Pokemon League get taken out for this matchup, which is a little bit different than what we've seen with the two platforms on either side, which should work into Wolf's favor with his projectiles.
Very good recovery coming from Boise State. Very unique recovery coming from Boise State with the wall jump into side B, allowing to hit the sweet spot for Wolf's side B.
Yeah, both players are now at really even playing fields, but Bowser definitely has the advantage here with only one attack being able to take Wolf down. But both of them are entering really dangerous ranges, especially since both of them hit like trucks. Ooh, nice back air.
Coming out from Wolf, trying to continue the pressure here on the edge.
Ooh, unable to find the edge guard, but is able to knock Bowser up and just not let him down to do any of his really hard attacks. We do see that grab come out, which is able to get Wolf off stage, but unable to kill. Is Bowser going to be able to edge guard? No, he's not. Wolf is able to get back on stage, but he's back off just as quick as he got on with the recovery and able to send Bowser off stage. Can he recover? Wolf with the edge guard, able to get the first kill on Bowser, bringing it to 2-2.
Gigantic forward tilt for Boise State.
Man, this match has been a roller coaster so far. The second you think one person is down, the other gets them with a really sneaky smash attack. Like I just said, Wolf is then taken down to one stock, allowing Bowser to just get ahead in this matchup in itself. But Bowser's in a really weird position right now, because even if he gets this last stock without anyone taking his, he still has to take on DDD with only 2 stocks left.
Another grab, side grab, or sorry, command grab coming up from Bowser. Trying to pressure Wolf off stage.
Yeah, and we've seen Wolf play around Bowser really, really well. Just be able to use his blaster when he needs to, get up close when he can, and just kind of pressure this Bowser out. We are seeing him get a little bit higher up than the Bowser. Bowser at 117%, not quite able to get the kill there, but getting really close. One more attack like that, and it'll spell the end for this stock for Bowser. Oh, he's almost out of the stage, but it's able to recover just barely. Wow, he is in a really dangerous spot right now, in the exact same position. He just cannot catch a break. 3rd time's the charm. Is he going to be able to recover? Yes, he is. 4 times in a row it happens, and he's able to recover again, unable to get back on the stage. Wow, what a rush. 5 times getting knocked off in a row.
You will never see that from any other type of characters besides heavyweights. The amount of times that you can be knocked off the stage and edge guard that way and just make it back completely safe.
Whoa! Big hit off of Wolf. Can Bowser recover? Yes, he can! Oh, he can't recover from that one, though. Holy crap, Wolf brings it down to 1-1, even though he is at 104%. Whew, what a rush.
Wolf may be at 120%. It doesn't mean that he is out.
Yeah, he is not down and out quite yet, especially with a performance like that. If Bowser cannot get in to get the hits, he can't really do anything. Wolf off the stage, but is able to recover quite easy because of Bowser's lack of a real edge guarding tool. He is really good on the stage, but he can't really do a lot to guard the edge. He can guard the roll from it, but he can't really get you when you're off the stage, unlike Wolf can with a lot of his abilities. We're seeing a lot of good play out of Boise, just trying to zone out the Bowser pick. With the command grab is unfortunately too much for Wolf, allowing Bowser to take the final stock. But 2 stocks taken off of Bowser by one character is going to pose a little bit of a problem.
What is that stock event? How many stocks did that Wolf take in this last round? Was that 6?
Yeah, Wolf took out 6 stocks in just to his 3.
Run.
That is incredible from his side. Just being able to put Boise in an even better position than they were before. DDD is going into this round with 3 stocks to 1. So if he manages to lose, this Bowser is going to have to pull out some serious hat tricks.
Yeah, and if we see Kalos come out again, we might see the relentless of Gordo again on those platforms. And we saw a lot of that going into that last round with Wolf, and how it was really tough to edge guard your opponents with how the platforms are positioned on that stage.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see something that was as back and forth as that last round, with Bowser just being able to go off stage, back on, just relentless attacks from Wolf being mirrored by DDD, and hopefully being able to secure some early stocks from Bowser. Whew, man, I need to breathe a little bit from that last round. I am short of breath.
waiting for the teams to even up the stocks.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Bowser going into this last round, but 157% off rip from DDD. This is what we're talking about, just tons of damage being able to be dealt in a short amount of time. And it is honestly just incredible that both of these characters can deal that much damage. But I feel like the edge is going to DDD right now, just being able to pressure out from that far away.
Being this on edge, playing for Oklahoma State, being that this is match point on one stock, must be such a huge, gigantic combo coming from Boise State, 129% on Bowser.
And just like you said, that edge guarding Gordo is posing a few problems for Bowser in this matchup. Just not really being able to get closer, even feel safe on the ledge. Oh, big up smash from DDD to close out the round on Bowser, allowing Boise State to win this matchup 2-0. Holy moly. The first round was pretty typical. I wasn't really expecting a lot of the stuff that happened, but I mean, it was really back and forth and for a lot of it. The second round, it kind of came around to be the same thing, but that matchup with Wolf, we can see them on the recording. These guys are proud of themselves. The stadium is electric. Holy crap, Wolf just being able to do a ton of damage to Bowser in a very short amount of time. Wow, that was impressive. And let's not take away from the Joker plays as well. That Joker got owned by Wolf in his matchup as well.
Yeah, the Wolf player really brought it home today, being able to lock in and really take those stocks when it really did matter going into the second stage, and completely giving Boise State the ability to run away with this match.
That was probably the most exciting match I think I've ever commentated for Super Smash Bros. But that is going to be the end of our broadcast for today. My name is Bryce Jensen. This is my co-host Drew, and we will see you folks later.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style.
And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.